Hi, welcome to Evadyne with Company, Talk Worth Listening to. I am Evadyne, and I really am excited about sharing this recorded event with you. I recorded this event in 2020, and it is appropriate today. It was appropriate then, and it may be appropriate in the far future. It was well worth sharing. It's going to go over a little more than 2 hours, but, do what you have to do. Walk around, work out, take that walk, clean up, cook dinner, whatever you need to do. Just listen, because, it's not about seeing me. It's about hearing me. And today I really want to give you me in the raw, where there's no judgment other than within oneself. Evadyne with Company, we're on Mondays at 4 p.m. on the Grown Folk Talking Network. Again, following this show, it's at 8 p.m., the BS Belief System with King David, Seed Nutrition, Health and Wellness, just a host of valuable information from him. Every morning at 7 a.m., we have the prayer line, and on Tuesdays, you have Grace Space with Deborah, Jada, and Karen. Following Jada's show will be the Pink Sofa Talk. And the Pink Sofa Talk is first and third Tuesdays, ladies only. The other Tuesdays, everyone is welcomed. I'd like to thank you for coming on, and I'm going to get this party started. So go ahead. You get yourself engaged with the things you need to do. Just stay plugged in. Okay. Tuned in. So it's us. You and I and you. Okay. They don't really care about us. Dr. Bill Gates spoke in 2008 or 9 to a Harvard group. And Dr. Bill Gates said, we have to find a way to get faith-based leaders to understand there are too many people on earth and people need to be eliminated. Research it. So what do you think they were going to do? Do you really believe they were going to? Hello, Pastor. Excuse me, Bishop. Minister, lend us your ear. We need to tell you that some of your parishioners, people in your community, need to go. Really? What do you call eliminated? I'm just translating a story of exactly what they would do. No, they're not going to do that. They're going to say, in a broad statement so everybody could see it, we have funding for food pantries. That's what we have. We have funding for food pantries. And what are we going to do in our neighborhoods if we hear that there's funding to come in to help the needy? We're going to apply for it. But when you apply for it, you're also agreeing to the distribution and how we get it. So not only are we going to fund you, we're going to direct you on where to get it from. Because the nosy me I am, as you saw in this invitation, if you saw it. Oh, so this invitation said, if I were to die today, what would you say? And then it invited people to join me for this virtual roast of Evadyne and Missy Smith. And it's, once again, you and I. You and I. But I'm okay. Do I look like I'm not okay with not having anyone to talk to? Because, again, one of those little things they tell us, don't talk to yourself. If you talk to yourself, you're crazy. Now, if I talk to myself, I'm probably the best listener around. And if I have a question, the question doesn't come to me. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than us. So that's me. That's my position. So here we are. So we're going to tell the faith-based community that we have funding for food pantry to help the needy people in your community. And in this funding, this is that almost money laundering thing. You send it out and you get it back, right? In this funding, we're going to tell you who your distributor will be. And again, the nosy me, I'm not just nosy at the food pantries. Don't get me wrong. I am also nosy in the supermarket. I am nosy in BJ's. I am nosy in Walmart. I am nosy in Costco. I'm nosy. But my nosiness is an internal, obviously, an internal research mechanism. So I said, when I am passing food pantries and I look into the shopping carts of the people who are receiving the goods, I do not recognize any of the dry goods or canned goods labels coming out of the food pantry. I don't. Now, I'm not a buyer in supermarkets, but I am a shopper in supermarkets, a variety of supermarkets. Someone told me just the other day, oh, no, you don't understand. The trucks that bring this, they have the brands that we're familiar with on the truck. But what comes out of that truck, what's being distributed to those food pantries in those needy neighborhoods, is not the same content at all. I was in a shelter back in 2004, and they used to bring food to the shelter to distribute to the shelter people. I told them, you can't do that. You can't give that food to anyone, because when they delivered the frozen food, it was no longer frozen. It was dripping. It was no longer frozen. So it had changed its process. Then they had food that had expired. I said, you can't give that to them. Well, long expired. You can't give that to them. Of course, most of the stuff they distributed anyway, but I just told them, it's not right. Now, just in case you didn't know, everyone has to sleep with themselves, even if they have no company. Everyone has to sleep with themselves, even if they have no company. So if you can do those things and sleep with yourself, good night. But I will not say something. You can't do that. You can't do that. You cannot deliver food that's almost decomposed from frozen to thawed to dripping. You can't do that. Now go ahead. Do what you want to do. See, so there are people who are very close to me, right? And they say, you're controlling. You want to control everybody. Do I sound like I want to control everybody? Heck no. But this is what I will do about me and my space and in my life. I will definitely, in advance, which people are not used to. People are used to stumbling into trouble. I don't have time for that. I don't. I've learned not to do that. Not in all ways, but in many ways. I have chosen not to stumble or let you stumble on me, nor am I in the wait-and-see mode when I already know the possibility. I'm going to give it to you the way I received it. You will make your decision and do what you want. So this is what I say.
And please, I advise you all to do it too. I can advise you all to do it, right? I advise you to do it too. This is what I say to anyone. This is what I will and will not accept in my life. Now, am I controlling you or am I controlling me? I'm really controlling me and what comes to me. But I'm telling you in advance what I will and will not accept in my life. This is what you should do. Anything you want. Do whatever you want to do. I'm not telling you what to do. And people don't know how to translate clear English. They take it like I'm telling them what. I'm not telling you what to do whatever you want to do. I'm telling you, and you don't know, really, no. I'm telling you what I will and will not accept. So that means once I know you know and understand and you do it, it's on you what comes after that. Totally on you, not me. Not me. And I don't even think about it anymore. This is the other thing I tell people about me. Now that we're here to talk about me and I'm still alone. I'm still alone. Oh, Lord, if somebody popped in, I don't know what I would do. Hello? Oh, okay. I hear what you don't tell me, and I see what you don't show me. Let it be known. March of 1962, they slapped me to wake me up. 5 pounds, 2 ounces. They slapped me, and I woke up. Some people regret it. Some people regret it. But I've not been to sleep. Even when I'm asleep, I am awake. Someone said, why do you laugh so much in your sleep? Why do you talk so much in your sleep? Well, I love laughing. I love laughing. And I do believe I'm sleeping sound, but I have awakened myself in my laughter and turned over and got comfortable. Did you notice that yawn? Okay. Uh-oh. That's not the Miss Obama yawn. But guess what? I'm not, wait. Did I yawn? Okay, let me tell you about my brain today in 2021. You know what they say, if you think it, so it should be. God dang. When I think it comes a yawn down. So here I am talking about sleeping in dreams, and what do? I yawn. Now, I don't know if this happens to you, and since this is my roast, so that folks could hear about me, when I say, you know what, I don't feel like I have to go. I don't feel like I have to go, right? But I do a lot of driving. I love driving. When I say, you know what, let me pull over, take a break, and go to the bathroom, God darn it, I'm not cussing. That's such a good thing. I didn't think I would be able to get through days. Well, I love cussing. And I don't cuss you out. That's not how I will tell you I'm mad. When I'm mad at you, I'm going to speak very clear English because I want you to very clearly get my message. But when I cuss to like, cussing for me is like pineapples in between 2 layers of cake. Coconut on top of it. Gosh. Okay, so I'm just saying. For real. But life has placed us where we need to be. And let's go back to me walking my walk. I walk my walk. I talk my talk. I am who I am and very proud of it. Someone said to me, are you ever tired of patting yourself on the back? No. But I don't pat myself on one of them. Anyway, can I even get it back there? Oh my gosh, I need to lose some pounds. But anyway, I don't pat myself on the back, but I recognize I recognize who I am, and I recognize who you are. So I see what you do not show me, and I hear what you do not tell me. So when they slapped me in 1962, I was fully awake. Fully awake. Going back to Dr. Bill Gates. So he had this conversation with the folks at Harvard. Not necessarily Harvard staff, but people in a Harvard audience. That they have to get faith-based leaders to understand that there are too many people on earth. And then Dr. Bill Gates decided he's going to go to third world countries and help them with their water supply and help them with their immunization. I don't know if you can hear me. I said, So my comments lately on Facebook have been, I'm running out of M's. I'm not running out of H's, but I'm running out of M's because I let it go real long. Let me tell you something that I believe. You don't have to. When the Jewish community decided that they were not going to vaccinate their children for the measles, and within 2 weeks, their community only had a measles outbreak, am I the only one who saw that as strange? Or was that a way of scaring people into taking the vaccines and for their children? Mid-December, a healthy doctor took the COVID vaccine. By the end of December, he caught COVID. For the first week of January, he was dead. I don't know what these vaccines are supposed to do, but I know what it didn't do. One nurse on, I think it's WhatsApp, she took the vaccine and got Bell's palsy, which is an infection in the nervous system which causes one side of your face to drop and you look like you've had a stroke. Someone told me about another medical professional who took the vaccine, and as she was taking it, you literally saw her lose control of her lower extremities. I think on WhatsApp again, they showed us that, and it was, think for yourself, they weren't telling us to do or not to do. Science is really an interesting subject. They told us that some of the ingredients, and I think it's AstraZeneca, included DNA from a 14-week white male fetus. They just said, look at the ingredients and break down the ingredients yourself. Michael Jackson said, they don't really care about us. And let me help you to understand who the us's are. The haves and the have-nots is the world we live in. They don't care what color you are. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me? They do not care what color you are. They don't really care about us. So I have to check my volume because I declare, if I find that you are not able to hear me, I can repeat everything, and not verbatim, and not in the same order, or from the same heart. But I'm going to believe that you hear me.
No, you're good. You're good.
Now I'm going to follow my first line. Give me a second, I'll be back. Okay. I'm learning this. Truly. So they don't really care about us. They really don't care about us. Let me tell you how much I know they don't care about us. But let me go back to being Black in 1962 and being awakened. I knew, and I always use 12 years old as my age range, but let's say anywhere between 11 and 13. Watching young children, behavior and diagnoses that were coming through as I was listening and here. I knew it was the prenatal pills that was causing these children in certain age groups to behave the way they behave. I knew that when I was anywhere between 11 and 13 because I've been awake since 1962. There's no way that these children have the same diagnosis, attention deficit disorder, mongoloidism, autism, same age groups, and there not be a common denominator. I knew it was the prenatal pill because these children did not have hope. I mean, folks are fooling around, but all of these children did not have the same father, nor did they have the same mother. So it had to be something else. They make it almost criminal if a woman does not have prenatal care by a certain trimester. Hard to get a doctor to deliver your baby. Well, and it's hard to get a doctor to deliver your baby, not because the OBS doesn't want to. They love what they do. They study their field. But the policy tells them not to. The policy tells them to beware. The policy, written and approved by who? They don't really care about us. But here's the problem. It's all about scaring you into doing what they want you to do. And what do they want you to do? They want you to start swallowing their prenatal pills. They want you to start... Wait, I'm sorry. Could you register first? Register, you now have a number. That baby has a number. I'm sorry, that fetus has a number. They don't really care about us. Science is a vicious subject matter. Did your great-grandmother have prenatal care? And did her mother have prenatal care? And did her mother have prenatal vitamins? And are we here today because birth happened, and then birth happened again in the next generation, and then birth happened again in the next generation? Shut up. No cussing. Shut up. Prenatal care is your business. Medicine and science is your business. We should have a choice. We should have a choice. So wait, when you're pregnant, do you need to make sure that you're eating healthy for two? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because that's what the prenatal vitamin is supposed to be. It's supposed to be to help the ignorant dummy get the vitamins that the baby's going to need instead of you eating the food and even boosting it up a bit and taking a healthy supplement. The most critical trimester is the first. And guess what? In the first trimester, most people don't even know they're pregnant. They don't even know they're pregnant. That's when the brain is developed. The lungs are developed last. Do you know this? If you have more than one child and you do not know the developmental process of a fetus, when you finish listening to me, use this same device and research it. You should know what they say. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. People have these devices in their hands. And all they do is tell us they made fried chicken, macaroni, and cheese and did their nails. That's what they do. Watch your head. Okay, here we go. Well, not like that, right? But look, check this out. If you're walking around with your head, I have to now, because I told you about my brain, right? I say I got to go to the bathroom. All of a sudden, I got to go to the bathroom. Did I finish that? I don't know. When I say let me pull over and take a break, as soon as I say that, I have to go to the bathroom, and nobody better be in there. My brain is just working, just like we were talking about, right, when I was talking about dreaming and talking in my sleep, and then I had nerve to yawn. Let me just be rich. Let me have a desk full of money so if my brain is going to work that way and make things happen, let me just have a desk full of, no, I don't even want money. Give me some cryptocurrency. Give me some Bitcoin. Give me some of that which they did not create, that they're now trying to control. I know I skip, right? It's a good thing nobody else is here. I'm going to skip politics for a minute. I don't want to run out of time, though, but I'm going to skip politics just for a minute, 2 minutes. I'm going to skip politics because that's going to be deeper. I'm sorry, I say deeper like you think this is deep so far. You may not even think this is deep, but I'm going to tell you something. If you don't start using your device to research something that comes to you that seems a little oddish, you should stop paying your bill and shut it off. They don't really care about us. Maybe I should change the topic of this. Oh, it's already what it is, so I'm roasting me. I am Evadyne Smith, and I am roasting myself. I am telling you the things that I know about me, and this is what people would really tell you about me. Outside of family, immediate family, people that I know from meeting them through the course of my life would tell you I am very informative. They would tell you it appears that I have a good heart. They would tell you when I met her, I thought she was a Christian. Wait. Not that I've done anything to, take that off the table. No. Because I haven't cussed in this, have I? Thank you. But they would tell you, I thought she was a Christian. And then I learned she wasn't. Let me help you to understand when people think I'm a Christian. It's a compliment to me because they're speaking from what they've been taught in terms of Christ-like behavior or my heart in a kind and considerate way. So I take that as a compliment. I really do. So I say no, but thank you. No, but thank you. I had this imam, one of my tax clients, retired cardiologist, and he said, Missy, you're a Muslim. I said, no, I'm not. He said, yes, you are. I said, no, I'm not. He says, no, I'm telling you, you are. Now, I'm going to use my device, and I'm going to look up the definition of Muslim, because I had to. And because he was an imam, and he was very clear, I said, I need to understand what it means. And he said, you are a Muslim because you care about people. Humanitarianism, love, like agape, love for humankind. You treat people kindly. He said being a Muslim is not, of course, what the media presents. Being a Muslim is a person who understands and lives according to the original way God intended for us to live. Happily, ever after, even single. Happily ever after. Remember, the happily ever after in that media little system was fairy tale-ish. Imagine that. So my teeth, I need dental work. That's why I love wearing them. Did I tell you? I love the mask wearing only, and I swear, when I tell you only, I love the mask wearing because I can talk and nobody can see that I need to have my teeth fixed. But I can't talk. Let me say that too. So, I can't really speak freely, and I didn't get the turtle. I'm not sure about that turtle thing. But I love wearing the mask because nobody can see that. Did you almost not see it, too? Now you see it, right? Now you see it. Now you don't. So I need to get braces on my bottom teeth because, unfortunately, you may or may not know, but unfortunately when I was younger and I ate so much candy and I obviously, could tolerate whatever was going on, by the time I got to the dentist, it was extraction time. But when you have your teeth extracted, when you have your gaps, or even if you have a gap, right, it causes your other teeth to spread because everything in your body keeps everything in place. So I need to pull these teeth back together, and I'm not sure. Maybe I'll put something in the back here, because back here, they have missing teeth. Then I made the stupid mistake of thinking I was slick, and I was going through a root canal process. And what happened? I was going through the root canal process. Hello. What did I do? I was going through the root canal process. Hello, Mr. Sharp. And because I didn't want them to continue. Oh, wait. Mr. Sharp, you're present. Hi. How are you?
How you doing?
I am fine, thank you. But I only see me. Where are you? Are you hiding?
Yes. I'm for real.
No, so ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Sharp. Mr. Sharp, it's just you and I, but it's being recorded. Because as it is a roast to me, Mr. Sharp, who could better talk about me than me, correct?
I suppose I'd have to concur to an extent.
Thank you very much. But Mr. Sharp, I would love to give you the floor, as this is that time when people are supposed to talk about what they know about me.
Okay. It's funny. Let me explain. My intent was just to peek in and just give a shout out because I have to get on there was another family Zoom I was doing, but I happened to see your text. So my curiosity to peek in just to see and then switch back to that. But nevertheless, as far as to share some words about you, I'm very appreciative of your wisdom, of your help, your being there for me, especially recently with respect to my financial situation of my taxes. I really appreciate the personal TLC that you gave to me when I came to your office, because it was something that I knew that I had to do, but I just really couldn't put everything together, or I could, but I just was to an extent dragging my feet, especially with some personal challenges in addition to the whole pandemic situation. But I'm glad that my communicating with you was able to give me the incentive to just come see you to get that done, because now that situation is not completely but almost resolved. I still have a few more payments to make, but the major part of the hump has been gotten over. So I just appreciate you being very helpful, very professional, very humble and down to earth. Since we first met, we were doing the AmeriPlan opportunity, and I just appreciate you for being a very astute businesswoman and just being a very astute and a very good and consistent person. Good character and good and very, not good character, great character and great integrity.
Thank you.
I will expect my check tomorrow. Okay.
No, I really appreciate that. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you, and I like your word, concur. from the beginning of our meeting, we connected. And we connected past the company that we were both involved with. There was a spiritual connection. And we continued to see each other and run into each other and ironically be inclusive in some of the same projects together. I adore you, Brian, and I love your voice. I love the way you speak, and I have told Brian, others, if you need some voiceovers, I have shared with Brian that he has an awesome speaking voice. And I do look forward to him using it in a more professional vocal manner. I told you that, right, Brian?
You did, but it's good reinforcement because you're not the only one. I did some recent work with not professional work, but just something that I was doing that I did for a community that I'm with now, a special community that I'm a part of, online and financial, and they use my voice in doing some. You know how you have a sizzle call or that kind of thing? Mm-hmm. That's what they use it for. So, long story short, I have more incentive and motivation to take this gift that apparently God has given me further in the voice. So, but thank you for that, for the compliment and the reinforcement. But I definitely do have a lot of incentive and motivation to move forward in that. So I will.
Keep me posted. More power to you, brother. More power to you.
Thank you, sister. But to God be the glory. He blessed me with it, so it's all good. But I was somewhat surprised coming on just to see it was you and me. I just had a thought that it would be a little bit more people on this, but okay. Nevertheless, I guess those who are supposed to be on are on. So
that's exactly right. And people are social distancing. They don't want to come together.
They're afraid they're going to get you.
Well, I'm on.
Yeah, I just blew on them.
Yeah, right, yeah. I guess that's that new strain they're talking about. But
oh, baby. Thank you, Brian, so much. I hope everything goes well with your family Zoom. And this is being recorded, so I'll send you the link when I really appreciate you, though. I really, 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 really enjoy you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate you too as well. And those who are listening, please, if you can't do it now, if she does this again, just get on the Zoom and just give her a shout out and give Evadyne your love. She definitely deserves it.
Thank you. Be well.
Amen.
Be well.
So, hey, everybody. It's Evadyne. It is the last day of tax season in 2024, and I'm actually rebroadcasting this from 2021 when I wanted to roast myself. But then I thought, listening to Brian, I said, okay, I can take a few-minute break, because it's really busy over here, and just give my listeners, my current, today, April 15th, 2024 listeners, an opportunity to be a part of this roast to So go right ahead, one at a time. Don't jump the line, one at a time.
What? Everything?
Hi. So anyone would like to say anything?
Hello, Missy.
Hello, Marcus. Meow.
And how are we today?
We are doing very well. We are very, very busy. I am really busy, and that's why I was rebroadcasting this. But again, I heard someone say I'm here, and then when I opened up the floor, you were a gentleman and attempting to give the young lady an opportunity to speak. But, I just said I'll open it up just in case anyone wants to share some information, some insight, and you may have known me a day, you may have known me a week, you may have ridden with me for an hour, whatever it is. I'm good, though. Go ahead, Marcus.
Yeah, you are good. I will give you that. I would say you're above good. Let's just say that. I'll give you that as well. Very, how would I say, astute. Sophisticated, yet practical and down to earth. Can we say yes to that?
Yes.
Okay. I like your style. I like your style. It's not uncommon, but it's not ordinary. It's that razor thin line right in between. And not easy to negotiate, but for those who can, I say, you got it. You got it. You definitely got it. So, I would just like to say that our conversations and thoughts that we've shared and even resources are very much appreciated. Talking with you, to me, has been a very eye-opening and learned experience for myself. And I must say that there are some things that you brought out that basically make me say, or have made me say, wow, you were thinking just what I was thinking. How did you know that? Get out of my head. But it's okay. It's all right. I actually, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. And I hope that our conversations are something that you enjoy as well. It's something that we can build on moving forward.
Thank you. I look forward to that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Anyone else?
Can I jump in now?
Yes, you may.
Hi, this is Sophia. Surprise.
Yeah.
Hi, my love.
How are you
How
today?
are you?
I am very, very busy, but I could not miss this opportunity, and everything happens the way it's supposed to. So here we are today.
Amen to that. Well, I'm going to just jump in with my little 2 cents about Evadyne. I met her through someone, and I must say, you meet a lot of people, but not a lot of people leave me impressed. She's a very intelligent and wise woman. And talking with her has been such a blessing to me. She did my taxes. I was so impressed with my return. Thank you, Evadyne, for that. But I did just want to say you have such a warm, beautiful, and welcoming spirit. I am grateful to have met you, grateful to know you, and will continually be in your life as you will be mine. And for all the inspiration that you do give, I like your don't give up spirit. I like your it can't happen spirit. It's beautiful to hear that today. And so, just from me to you, much love and much blessings.
Thank you so much, Sophia. And we're going to go back to Marcus in a minute. But, Sophia, please let us all know what it is that you do and how we can reach you. So get ready, Marcus.
So let's see. I actually own a portable spa. I have a cake business called Not So Pretty Cake. My catering business is called Sophie-licious Catering. My virtual matchmaking platform is called Two Hearts. My logo for that, or what would you call that? My saying for it is two loves, two hearts, one love. And I am in the process of working on building a hotel. God has been an amazing being in my life, and I give him glory and I give him praise for everything that he's doing for me. And I'm more grateful that I, through all of this, just am able to remain humble and grateful and recognize that without him, I would be nothing, and without him, I would fail. So I'm glad for my upbringing and all of that because it taught me how to live, if I can say it that way. And so with all of that being said, if you are interested in any of those things, you can feel free to get my contact information from Evadyne and reach out to me. But Evadyne, I came on here to just really show you some love and appreciation. I don't get to make many of your, I'm going to call this a show, a platform. I don't get to make many of them, and I just said to myself, you know what? I'm just going to, no matter what else I have going on today, I am going to take this time and give this to her because you deserve it. You deserve that, and I love you.
Thank you, Sophia. Thank you so much, and I love you as well. Did I hear you mention the matchmaking program?
I'm sorry, say again?
Did I hear you mention the matchmaking?
Yes, I did. The matchmaking platform.
Yes.
It's called Two Hearts.
That's right. That's right.
Now, I don't know if I sent you a flyer, but I'll send one you can send out to your audience. And if anyone wants to become part of that, if they have any questions and, concerns, of course, they're free to reach out to me. And I will be more than happy to answer those questions. And I'll also send you the podcast information so that they could catch that. Huh?
Do me a favor. Give them your email. See, I'm in between working, so you may have. Give them your email so that whoever's listening, you can email Sophia, and she can send you all of her wonderful information directly.
I will do that. My email is Mrs. M.R.S. Naz, N-A-Z-Z 911 at AOL.com. Yeah, I'm old school. AOL still works for me.
As long as it works, that's all that matters. Thank you very much, Sophia. I appreciate you. Would anyone else like to speak before we continue? Listenato. And Marcus, please tell us what you do and how people can reach you and be a part of what you do. I'm sorry, I'm old, but go ahead. I just remembered. Go ahead.
Well, I wouldn't say old Evadyne. I might say, how would I call it? How about mature, elegant, but not old. Not old. Definitely not old. Meows don't age. They don't age. But so just for the listening audience, for those who are on, I just want to let you know that I am a part of the Grown Folk Talking Network. Every third Friday, that will be this coming Friday, at 6 p.m. on Can We Talk with Adrienne, I co-host with Miss Adrienne. I'm grateful for that opportunity and for that spot to bring some very good information to the listening audience. Speaking of paradigm shifts, dealing with community, neighborhood associations, block associations, and how it all works to bring everything together for the success of the whole. Togetherness and basically community is where it's at, and it's very powerful as opposed to being just an individual single voice in the middle of all these other sounds. So what I do is I bring information, I also bring resources, and I'm also about to bring the what is it and the how to get it done. So that's going to be incorporated into the podcast. And also, I am building another platform as we speak for people to reference, and that will be a platform that will take on a different attribute. It will be a repository, and it will work very well, and hopefully, and with enough work and enough like-minded people, it will chapter from county to county and state to state. And it will be full of resources, just as Glow Folk Talking Network is, but it will be to a grander scale to reach greater audiences and to have more fluid and productive connections between all of us so that all of us can benefit at the same time and receive the same type of return on our investment. And that's about enough right now. I could go on and on, but so anyone else that would like to chime in, I'm going to get off my soapbox now. Thank you, Missy, for the time that you've allowed me to speak, and I will now step back for someone else. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, and looking forward to the growth and development, both Marcus's program as well as Sophia's program and or business, both of them. And it's all about people. It's all about growing and developing. And even though we're listening to this, and I was roasting myself and talking about me, which I can do, it's not It's not just about me. I'm sorry?
I said yes.
It's about us. We're living in this world of togetherness. And if it wasn't a world of togetherness, the folks wouldn't be trying to separate us. You see? You got to look at, I look at the back end of situations, not the front end. That's why when I go to concerts, where do I want to sit, Marcus? First row, first mezzanine, center. I want to see the musicians. I don't want to just see the performer who's singing, which I appreciate. I want to see the dynamics of everything that's making it happen. That's how I look at life. I'd like to continue, but if there's anyone else who would like to speak about moi, I'll count to 3, and you can speak, or I'm going to continue. And are we enjoying the presentation?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to continue. Anyone else before I continue?
Yes, indeed. We are enjoying. Yes. Yes, indeed.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
I'm enjoying it.
Told y'all. That's what people think about me. You see that? I told.
I'm so sorry. Sir, would you like to say something?
I said I'm enjoying it.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you.
Okay. But for real, it is a joy to be who you are and have an influence on people. So what he said it was reinforcement, and let me share that with you. In my early years, I used to believe that, I didn't really believe I was the end all. I just believed that if we were talking about something and I was sharing some advice, I've been advising people since I was 12. But, my immediate family would know nothing about this, and they would put that here. I don't care. I know me longer than anyone else has. Any human today. So when I get an idea or something to share, it's not me. I have no idea on my own. But I'm a very good listener. Because I did mention to you, right? I hear what you don't tell me, and I see what you don't show me. I don't know. I don't ask. I just do. I just do. It is a gift, and we all have gifts. We all have gifts. And it's what you do with it that will make that difference. That's what you do with it. If you do nothing with it, God bless you. If you do something with it, God bless you. It's just what it is. I know that Brian Sharp is sharp. SHARPE. He is sharp in his every way, in his every move, in his ability to orate. So my reinforcement was that others had told him, and he told me that. Others have told him that. Sometimes we just need to get it when we get it. Because we're getting it and it's in our shopping cart, that doesn't necessarily mean we're supposed to check out with it right then and there. But when the time is right and when that door opens, you'll walk through it. You'll walk through it if you're ready. Staying awake and aware of who you are, your passion, your destiny, your natural ability, and walking through the door when the door opens. And guess what? That door may not have the handle that feels best in your hand, but through that door, you know it's through that door, right? That's right. Another door is through that door. That's how people are with relationships as well. Oh, I want somebody tall. Oh, I want somebody short. Oh, I want somebody skinny. Oh, I want someone with a pretty face. Pretty faces change. Weight changes. Height changes. Because here's the deal. You could be as high and tall as you like and let one accident happen and you end up in a wheelchair. Where's your height then? Where's your tallness then? And if this is someone that you've chosen because of that feature, where's your love then? Not to say you cannot have preferences per se, but it should be the inner of a person that should get your attention. In 1996-ish, maybe? 5-ish? Something like that. I was married. So it was before I was married. Okay, so it had to be like 93. First marriage. I started a process of, if you meet someone, because you can meet people, physically, you can meet them first face to face. And if there's an attraction to that person, I said, don't see them again face to face for 8 hours. Now, not 8 hours in between, but not until you've had 8 hours of conversation. And it looks like I've kind of gone back to that too. 8 hours of conversation. And this is whether it's personal or business or whatever it is. If you feel like you need to go deeper with this person, 8 hours of conversation. Because you're going to learn a lot about them in those 8 hours. Because in those conversations, it could be 10 conversations, but at least 8 hours of conversation, you're going to learn how they feel about their mothers, their fathers, their siblings, babies, politics, social conditions. You're going to learn a lot because you're going to be talking. Now, if in those 8 hours all you talk about is each other, that's a problem. And it may not be. If that's the walk you walk, it may not be. But your conversation should have a little bit of diversity. And you're going to learn about that person later for what they look like. What's in here and what's in here. I said I could not be in a relationship with a person who did not love children. I cannot. I learned that, a few here, a few there, a few here, a few there. But no, because I totally adore and respect, not just love them. I respect children from birth. From birth. So my passion groups are children and seniors. You other folks in between, poof. But we do have to deal with the other folks in between. Oh, that looks nice. Look at that hand. Oh, we have to deal with the other folks in between because they're responsible for the little folks and sometimes responsible for the older folks that I like, the seniors. So we have to learn how to acknowledge what's good and what's bad. And again, whether it's a personal relationship or a business relationship, you have to know what's good and what's bad for you. I'm trying to find something. So yes, I am looking at my phone because I'm trying to find something to share with you, but I can't find it, and I really don't want to be distracted. But I was talking about holding your head down. Remember that? Like I was just doing. People are using their devices and holding their head down. Your cervical spine is where all the nerves go up into your head. Where all the nerves go up into your head. That's your cervical spine, behind your neck. If you are observant, you will notice there are people, unfortunately, I hope, mostly older people, and I don't hope it, but I hope not younger, who are walking around like this with their head down. You even have some with their backs, they're bunched over. To avoid that, and no, they weren't using devices. Older people weren't using those devices back then. They could have been at work, because older people, they were doing certain types of work that was not compliant with now OSHA in terms of the posture and all of that. So if they were sewing, seamstresses, if they were sewing in factories or something like that, they were always looking down. And so just like the apple bottom jeans chicks, nothing back there looks like an apple. But by the time you wear those pants, they form your muscles in your buttocks. They form your muscles. But go right ahead, whatever you want to do. It's fine if it works for you. The way you hold your head, I'm going to tell you that story, too. That's going to be a good story. The way, somebody has to, wait, I need a pen. The way you hold your head, that's going to be fun. I hope I don't run out of time. The way you hold your head, the way you hold your back, the way you push your shopping cart, the way you push your baby stroller, all of that is forming your bones, especially if you're doing it a whole lot. I loved heels in my day. I loved heels in my day. But guess what? Those heels will take you back to another dimension. It didn't with me because I stopped. I started wearing my flats because I love, I don't wear flats because of the shape of I have a beautiful foot. I wish I could show it to you. Do you want to see my foot? I'll tell you that too. But I have a very high arch and a wide instep. Got it from Grandma, Thelma Clayton. But the idea is that we're going to help you have better posture in the end. Do some yoga. But the word I think is cognizant of the way you're sitting, the way you're standing, of what you're wearing, and look at your form. Okay, can somebody do me a favor, because I'm not going to have time to do it. Well, I might have time to do it, but here's the idea. I get it and I give it, and I've had this idea a very long time. Can somebody please make a personal home mirror that allows people to see their front and their back when they get dressed? Because people are getting dressed and just looking in the front, and they may do that same thing like in the back. That's not a full view of what's going on in your back. Can somebody please make a mirror that shows dimensionally what people are putting on their bodies and walking out in the street in? I'm just asking. Idea received and idea sent. Send. It's like a text message, right? Send. So, we are here, and there's so very much to talk about. I said 2 minutes for politics, right? Let me share something with you. I've shared it already, but let me share it again. Okay, this is a roast, right? I'm roasting myself. Well, roasting as in highlighting and paying tribute to me and the person that I am. That's what roasting means in this text. Oh, I know what I was doing, and I know who I was doing it to. So, ha, ha, ha. You heard me, right? Doing it. Let me see. So, my statement is, Republicans believe that Democrats want handouts. And Democrats believe that being wealthy is a crime. Ergo, Republicans. Where did these ideas come from? Do you know? Where did these ideas come from? Well, let's figure like this. I'm looking for somebody and I don't see her. Let's figure like this. Society creates diversions. Society creates dissension. Society creates prejudice. Society creates so that it can benefit, so that it can benefit. Now, I say that to you because, in my opinion, the only party that should be here in the United States should include a DJ, music, food, people, and celebration. To me, those are the only parties we should have. We can have committees because there's such a diverse population. Let's just talk about America. The lines that have been drawn across the borders and the people that control all those, that's a whole nother story. But let's just talk about U.S. of grade A. We have so much diversity that having committees to represent those diverse groups would be enough. You don't need a party. But let's talk about what just happened. Everybody's happy that Trump is out. Well, no. Don't get me wrong. Not everybody. So you have people who are happy that Trump is out. Let me say it like that. Because he is the only president that made bad decisions. Right? That's a question. Is that right? He's the only president that made bad decisions. Right? Of course not. In my opinion, President Trump's time in office was the only time I feel that we knew so much about what was going on behind that White House door. Transparency. We knew more about what was going on behind that door and the decisions that were being made than any other presidency I can recall. Now, why? Because he told it himself. He told it himself. And I never realized it because I don't really, follow like that. But when President Biden got in and the White House speaker, I guess, came to the podium and said she dusted off, it hadn't been used in so long, you coming out and telling reporters what to tell us? Well, you don't even have to tell them what to tell us because you're telling them. You're telling them. What happened to investigative reporting? What happened to that? What happened to people finding out the truth? So what I heard someone say was that President Trump lied. He misled people. He made people drink bleach. People, if you drank bleach because he said so, it wasn't because he said so. It wasn't because he said so. It's because you may have had little knowledge of right and wrong. Because long before he said so, would you all agree that we've been using bleach, well, most people, for years? Bleach, Clorox, chlorine, right? For years. Before he even said that. And very clearly, other than them scaring you to death, it was about what? Using bleach to kill germs and viruses and pathogens and all that other stuff. But don't ingest it. Could be hazardous. Could cause harm to the body. Labeled. Even on the off-brand, let's say. Off-brand brand of Clorox or bleach or chlorine could cause harmful effects if you ingest it. It says that. It's been saying that for centuries. A century, decades, right? So because he said it, don't mean you go do it. But they have scared people to death with this virus. Scared them to death. Many people died from panicking. If a person had asthma and then all of a sudden they got a sniffle during COVID, they panic thinking they had coronavirus. Panicking will panicking will kill you. It will just kill you. Anxiety on top of panicking, on top of the fear that they put into people, yeah, you could go. And then if you're incubated, you can't talk. My friend passed away long before COVID, right? 3 or 4 years ago. And when she passed, she had cancer, right? When I went to see her at the hospital, they had incubated her, tube down her throat. They had her hands tied because they didn't want her to hurt herself. Now let me think about this one. You think about it because I saw it. If you got something down my throat and I can't talk, and you have my hands with gloves on, tied, how the hell am I supposed to communicate with you? How am I supposed to communicate with you and tell you what I need, like bathroom, like water, like anything, like how I'm feeling? You have mittens on my hands, and my hands are tied. So I can't even push a call button. And I'm intubating. Well, I'm a pro. I felt so bad for her. So I took her from mittens, and I gave her a pen and paper and said, tell us what you want us to know. Watch out for the hospitals, because I talked about the policies a little earlier when it came to I'm looking for someone. When it came to the doctors and what the doctors are saying and doing with prenatal care and not wanting to take in the patient if they didn't have prenatal care. They don't want to help you. Like in your third trimester, nobody wants to touch you. So like, why? What can't you do to examine me and make sure my baby is fine? Why? Policy. What do we know? Here's something else we don't know. Number one, it was told to me that you should take organ donor off of your license. Because if you have organ donor on your license, they will make sure you get your wish. The young lady who shared this with us had an asthma attack. She went out. They brought her back, and they told her that was pretty bad. Doctors told her this, not the janitor, not housekeeping, and not dietary. The physicians told her, if it happens again, we're not going to be able to save you. Even laying on the bed and hearing that and coming back, thankfully she came back, that didn't sound quite right to her. And then they said, if this should happen, who do you want us to call? And she said, can you call my mother now, please? When her mother arrived, she said, get me out of here. Not only did they tell her they weren't going to be able to help her, they wheeled her out into the hallway. Into the hallway. They dismissed her. She said, take organ donor off your license and your ID, because they're going to make sure you get your wish sooner than you think. Because your inner parts are worth much more to science, again, than your life. They don't really care about us. The other example she gave was, if you are not married and your children reach the age of 18 as well, two different categories. You're unmarried and your children have reached, and you have a child. If you have a child who reaches the age of 18, you must have a health care proxy in place for your child once they reach 18. If you do not have a health care proxy in place and something should happen and a decision has to be made on that child's life, the state will make that decision because you're not the designated health care proxy. Don't make a difference if you're the mama or the daddy or the aunt or the grandmother. You don't have a health care proxy that says, that's my child doesn't need to make these decisions. And you, if you're unmarried, for whatever the reason, divorced, separated, never married, whatever the case may be, you too need a health care proxy. But let me help you to understand the importance of the health care proxy and what every single thing means. When you say you don't want to use life-saving machines, You don't want to be. I mean, Karen and Quinlan was on a respirator. I don't know how many years. I'm going to look it up, but I have to do something. Karen and Quinlan was in a coma, and I think on the life-saving machines for years. For years. Okay, so if you say you don't want to be on for years, and then again, you might need those years to rest because technically you had a whole lot of years doing other things, right? But if you say that, okay, so here's an example. Went to see my mother, got to the hospital maybe a little before 1 in the morning. She had been in there a while. Oh, Missy, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. She was laying, a little woman. She was a little woman. I'm looking at her right now, too. She was a little woman. And she said, she's so tired. Oh, I'm so tired. And she was struggling with the blood transfusion thing, right? Mm-hmm. And other stuff, too. So, she had told them she didn't want them to use this BPAP machine. She was having these anxiety attacks, and she needed that machine to help regain her breathing, to regulate her breathing, but she didn't like it. So the nurse came in, and she says, oh, your mom is doing okay right now. She's DNR. My mother popped up. She said, what? You were so tired a few minutes ago. She popped up. She was like, wait, no, I didn't say that. She's a smart woman. She knew what DNR was, right? She's my mama. She said, I didn't say that. So the nurse explained to her, well, Miss Smith, this machine is a life-saving machine. If you tell us you don't want us to use it, and we signed off on this with witnesses, you're telling us you do not want us to save your life. She had no idea. So when you're completing your healthcare proxy, understand the different life-saving measures that are out there. Because had she said that before they used it the last time, she may not have been there then. But had she suffered another attack before we got there, she was DNR. They would not have done anything to help her. Maybe she would have said, she probably would have looked at them and said, do something. And they would have said, but you told us not to. And she it would have been a life-saving process. But really, she definitely did not know that she was DNR. So I did have a friend who passed during COVID, and I listened to her flatline. Didn't know what I was listening to at the time. I'm thinking, the nurses and doctors are working on her, and she's going to pick up the phone, because the phone was off the hook. But I heard the nurse say, they really have to stop mixing this up. And I struggled thinking, what were they talking about? It wasn't until the next day that I realized that I listened to her flatline. I heard the long tone and everything. But what that nurse said, it just kept going over and over in my mind. And when it was her service and we were out there talking, her cousin said, well, she always told them she never wanted to be on machines. And then it popped in my head what they possibly were talking about. Yeah, she quite possibly could be alive today if she understood that some machines can help you regain your strength and live. But if you blanketly say no machines, then that will be no machines. So know what you're saying no to. Pretty please. Know what you're saying no to. because it could mean your life. It could mean your life. All right. I've come to learn that we're in Kevorkian mode. So you know how people were arrested for marijuana selling for decades? Selling marijuana and even being in possession of marijuana. Nobody said, oh, why do you have this? To give you an opportunity to say, well, I use it for anxiety, or I use it for my pain, or I use it for whatever. They weren't giving you that opportunity because the policy at the time said possession was illegal, regardless of the freaking benefit. Nobody was listening to the benefit. So what happened? All of a sudden, we're going to grow cannabis, and we're going to be able to sell it, and we're going to get taxes for it, because we feel that it could be useful, and we're going to give you a card so you're eligible for it. And I say, I ain't trusting it no more than I trust your medicine. Personally, that's just me. Well, if you're old enough to remember Dr. Kevorkian, he was put in jail for helping people in their lives who had terminal illnesses. You remember that? Dr. Kevorkian, K-E-R-V-O, I think, K-I-N. He was put in jail. So little do you know, many of you, and I think this may have happened with my mother and my aunt recently. There's this thing going on where people are being treated for cancer. Let's say cancer of the cheek. Cancer, oh no, okay, let's be clear. Let's go cheek because I don't want anyone to get offended, right? So cancer of the cheek. We're not going to address the cancer here. We're going to stick the chemo in your vein so that it goes throughout your entire body to kill the cancer cells in your cheek. That's what we're going to do. Your cells regenerate constantly. But when you take the chemo and put it into the blood, it's killing off even your healthy cells that are supposed to do the job. Did you know they have a job? You know, the cells carries oxygen through your body and it fuels your nervous system. Did you know that? Okay, did you know that? And Dr. Do you know that? But here's the policy. Stick it in the arm. So now you're being treated, thinking you're getting better, hoping, praying. That's a funny term, battling cancer. Like you really have your dukes up and you're like, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. No, you're not doing that. You're checking in 3 times a week. You're laying down and you're letting them poison your whole system. Not just with chemo. Hold on a little while. Hold on. Did you know there was generic chemo? Generic chemo. I don't know. Is there a generic vaccine for COVID? Do we have the brand and the generic flying around? I'm not going to talk about that vaccine right now, though. But there is generic, I'm sorry, we're roasting me. Well, this is me. So, generic chemo. Guess what? All they need is 17% of the actual medicine for a generic to be certified as a treatment under that name. 17%. But whether they're using generic or brand, whatever is in there is killing off all of your healthy cells. And I'm going to say, probably not the cancer cells, if you don't become cancer-free. Probably not the cancer cells. But then I have this little thing going on now. I mentioned the cancer was in the cheek, right? Guess what? 4 people recently I've learned, oh, it's spread to the liver. You're stage 4. Wait, what? You're not stage 1. We didn't just notice it, so let's handle it. Oh, it's metastasized. It's spread to the liver. I'm sorry. Why is it spreading if I'm in here 3 days a week so that you can kill it? Why is it spreading? Do you not know how to cover the bases in this game of baseball? No. When I heard that the other day, that it spread to the liver, and the liver was stage 4, and the person was dead, right? I remember the conversation I had with a young lady. The young lady was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. She was taking naproxen. The doctor said, though it's working, we want to try this. We think it may work, but it could affect your liver. So we're going to biopsy your liver every 3 months. So I asked her, what's wrong with your liver today? She said, nothing. I said, we're talking about policy. I can't wait to find out who makes this policy, right? You're going to go in and disturb my liver every 3 months to see if this medication that you know affects the liver is affecting it. Well, first of all, your first biopsy is going to affect the liver. Now, the liver does rejuvenate itself, I think it's every 3 weeks or every 6 weeks. That's how people can drink forever and still not get cirrhosis, because they drink forever, but then they also eat and do other things and, all that other stuff. Your liver regenerates, I think it's every 6 weeks. Look it up. You have a device, look it up. When I looked at the medication that they sent me, because they sent me a list because they wanted to go natural and thought I could help direct them, methotrexate is what they gave her for rheumatoid arthritis. I looked it up. It's chemotherapy. I'm sorry, did I tell you to sit down? I meant to tell you to sit down for this one. Methotrexate is a pill, an oral pill, and it's chemotherapy. So when I heard about someone who just recently passed, who was being treated for pancreatic cancer, chemotherapy, and was recently diagnosed with stage not 1, not 2, not 3, fix your ring, girl, fix your ring, you're on camera, 4, stage 4. Where were you people when stage 1 popped out? Where were you people when stage 1 popped out? Watch the science. Oh, Fauci, baby. Watch the science. I had a lady who told me she was diagnosed with colon cancer. Watch the policy. Watch the science. Side note, mice can't speak. Mice can't speak. So they can only use them to a certain degree. Mice can't speak. But watch this. She allowed them to do surgery on her colon cancer. Cut it out. Get rid of it. Okay, now, so we're going to have to follow up, and we have to do radiation, and you have to do chemo, and you know, this is going to be a process. She said, no, thank you. No, you're going to have to do this, because if you don't do this, you're going to die. She said, anyway, I mean, from the time you're born, you're dying. It's all in between stuff, right? They tried to scare her to death, about death, to keep her coming back, to follow their policy and procedure, their protocol of what is absolutely necessary in order for her not to die. If you don't do this, you're going to die. She said, okay. She did no follow-up of chemo or radiation. They cut out the cancer, did a good job. She started with her turmeric, with her flaxseed, with her soursop, with her sea moss. She started with her vitamin D, with her vitamins. She went natural. And as I'm speaking to her, she's 5 years cancer-free. 5 years cancer-free. Dr. Who? They're doing what they're told to do. The business of medicine is medicine. It's medicine. It's not health care. It's medicine. Immunization shots. 2011 or 2010, an article in the New York Times said that they linked, I'm trying to see if I can find it, said that they linked breast cancer and prostate cancer to immunization. So depending on how old you are, you may have a vaccination on your, how old am I? I'll look at it. Here, we have vaccinations. They stopped giving them 47 years ago? 47 years ago. They stopped giving this one, whatever that is. But they know exactly what you're doing. They know who they gave this to. They know who they gave this to, right? For you to say that prostate cancer and breast cancer are linked to immunization, you know, because ideally, not ideally, but during that time before other things started, breast cancer and prostate cancer was coming up in people who were like in their 40s. Well, what did you give those people? What did you give those people? Back in the 50s, and in the 40s, and in the 30s, as a vaccination. My mother has the same vaccination. She's the same vaccination. What did you give? Because I cannot imagine any of them raise their hand and say, I'll take it. Give me prostate cancer. I'll take that. I'll take that. Hey, I'll take that. Nobody raised their hand and asked for it. So later in that article, they said there's going to be over 40,000 cases of prostate cancer over the next 5 years. Who raised their hand and volunteered for prostate cancer that you know there's going to be over 40,000 cases. I hear what you don't tell me, and I see what you don't show me. Because that's my question. How do you know? Hold on. I'm trying to see what year it was. Prostate cancer linked to vaccinations. How do you know there's going to be over 40,000 cases over the next 5 years? Oh, I can tell you. Wait, I can tell you. Hold on. No. You know, because you know exactly what you gave them. And the results that you're looking for. Did you know that Similac was sued for genetic testing 17, 12, 29 years ago? Did you know that Similac was sued? It was a class action lawsuit 29 years ago. Not just sued, they won. But New York and California could not participate. Any idea why not? Think about it. Immediately when I heard that, and that New York and California, and I heard it 12 years after it was settled, but immediately my brain, I was telling you about that, right? My brain said, because WIC gives it away. The state of New York and the state of California, most likely, large states, let's say that, they approve and okay for it to be given away. So if New York and California could participate, could participate in that class action lawsuit, I just realized something too, could participate in that class action lawsuit, there's something called a domino effect. And it's like with the dominoes. Well, if this happens, then boom, everything else from that has to be under that. But this is what I realized also, come to think of it. Class action lawsuit, they won. Guess what? You have a lawsuit. It's already been found. So New York and California cannot participate in the class action lawsuit, but it doesn't mean that New York and California residents cannot sue them for the same thing. But do know who makes Similac. It's a laboratory. It's a laboratory. And who makes medication? Laboratories. And but wait. Genetic testing? What? So then I had to figure out genes, but then I learned that we have like 17,000 genes in our body. But I was wondering if there was a gene that controlled fear or compassion. Because if they were doing genetic testing, but 29 years ago, what year are we in? 29 years ago. So that would be 1991? 91? 81? 91, right? So 91, 2001, 20. No, 81. I think I'm right. Figure it out. 29 years ago from today. Oh, okay. 29 years ago from today. So 29. So 20 years would be 2020, 2000, and then 9. Yeah, 91. Nope. Yes. Shut up. Figure it out. I think it's 91. Let me know if I'm right. Okay. That's when the lawsuit was. But guess what? It probably took 5 years for investigation. So now we're going back to 86. And it had to be about 3 years when it was just brought to the table. So anyone who was on Similac, let's say from the 70s, and I said, I'm sorry, did you just hear me talk about a little earlier that children who were diagnosed with these different disorders that are in the same age group There had to be common denominators. I say prenatal. But now we're counting backwards. Prenatal, formula, and immunization. It's the first thing they stick into the baby's mouth in a hospital. The bottle. Similar. And giving it away. Tell me something. Whatever level of education you've had, formula equals results, right? Formula equals, we use a formula, as in 2 plus 2, that's the formula. 2 plus 2 equals the result, right? Anybody here know about carnation milk? Anybody here know about pet milk? Anybody know about goat milk? Anybody know about cow's milk? And anybody know about breast milk? Who decided we needed an infant formula? Who decided that we needed an infant formula? And if you did decide it, what is the result you were trying to achieve? Just asking. Formula basics. Formula equals results. So the prenatal starts it, and it's a congresswoman, I think she might be senator now, out of Long Island, who sued and said that the immunization is what caused her child's autism. I know another young child recently diagnosed with autism, and I'm thinking, I'm so against the vaccines. I'm just so against the vaccines. But people believe in the science. They believe in the science. So, being mindful. But I met someone who was telling a story about how when their children were vaccinated, they would give them a detox right after. So you have to be compliant with this system, because the system will break you down as a parent when you take a stand. So every time they went for the immunization shots, the parent would give them a detox. Get that out of their system. Your infant baby goes back for shots before you go back for your checkup. Whoa. And they give them a shot before they leave. But we're so happy that everybody's healthy and we're being discharged and we sign off on all the paperwork. We're happy. But we don't know what we signed, what we agreed to, what we approved. I strongly believe, and keep in mind, that by the time the public is notified that something is coming, it's already come. I strongly believe that the chip is inside of young people 18 and younger. I strongly believe the chip is already used. Half the size of a grain of rice, from what I understood. The chip is already in. Not everybody. God only knows. We talked about the have and the have-nots, didn't we? The chip is inside already of 18 and younger. And being grateful that we're being discharged, the parents signed for it without even knowing it, most likely. So back to that little cancer thing and any other what's supposed to be terminal illness and Dr. Kevorkian. There's a new policy in place, like there's a new sheriff in town. There's a new policy in place. It's been in place for a couple of years, but it's just come to me. You're under their care. They have your trust. You know your condition based on what they've told you. And here is their bedside story, and even probably before the bedside. So they start putting the stuff in your head ahead of time, right? when that time comes, when we can do nothing else for you but keep you comfortable, would you like us to help you transition? I don't even have to repeat it, because all you have to press is rewind. This is what they are asking people. In my book, and I'm going to show you my book. This is the second edition of my book. It's Suicide is a Serious Killer. Let's End It Today. The digital version. Now focus on the let's, it's backwards probably, but let's end it today. That's what this book is about. Because suicide is a serious killer, we have to find ways to end it today, okay? You first want to demystify it. Who's that lady? Shall I sing for you before we go? Maybe I will. I'll do it at the end. Remind me. Remind me. I'll think of a nice song to sing. And you could always end. You don't even have to listen to the whole thing because it'll be the end of the story. And I hope you return. I hope you share me. What the hell? Heck. See? I almost caught myself, but I did it. It's okay. So in my book is why I bring it up. When they tell you there's nothing else they can do for you, ask them then, who can? And some doctors will tell you, God, it must be horrible being in a position where you know better, but you can't do better. Many physicians thought they were coming into this field to help people, and I've interviewed residents on a regular basis, and I say to them, is it what you thought it would be? And the majority of them say no. They thought they were coming to help people, but they've learned it's all about medicine and managing people. Managing. So, I say, get your second opinion. Even from your first diagnosis, get your second and third opinion. The nerve of you. That's how they feel. You don't trust me? I don't know you. I don't know you that well to know that I don't need to get another opinion. But this is what they do. Would you like us to help you transition when we can no longer do anything for you? To that I will say, if what you were doing didn't work, why were you doing it? Why were you doing it? Well, we know the answer because I mentioned it a couple of times, right? Policy, protocol. Policy and protocol. They're following the rules. They're following the steps that they were given to follow in your treatment. You don't know enough about them. You don't know enough about them. You don't. This is a very good book. The digital copy of that book is available on networkingforsuccess.info. That's my baby. But I've come to learn that that's really an embryo. Because there is a company, and because you're on YouTube watching this, because you didn't join us live, you missed it. But you didn't join us. You didn't get to have your say. But email me. I'll do it again so you can. But guess what? There's a video on my YouTube called On Passive, Become a Founder. Go back to politics for half a minute. Someone was confirmed yesterday to become the Secretary of Treasury. And prior to her confirmation, Yellen, I believe her name is, prior to her confirmation, an article in the Wall Street Journal said, that she feels that cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, needs to be more scrutinized as it's possibly being used for terroristic actions. Buzzwords, right? Anything to get the people up in arms. Let me tell you about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. Many poor people have become richer. Many poor people have become richer with Bitcoin. Somebody say, oh, it's not real. Okay, watch this. This is how unreal it is and how it compares to another unreal that's probably in your wallet. What's in your wallet? No, but really, seriously? You take out a plastic card and go shopping. The card is swiped. Your purchase is a package and you're out the door. Have you touched a dollar bill? But do you have something tangible for that virtual sale? You do. And guess what? If you have direct deposit and you send your payment to your credit card company, have they touched a dollar bill? Okay. So, understanding that piece, let's go over to cryptocurrency. Now, crypto is a weird kind of word because it also kind of signifies, right, cryptic, horror. Yeah, it's horror. But it's not horror to the everyday people. It's horror to those people who have been controlling the finances and the money for eons. Cryptocurrency, one of them, Bitcoin, the first one of them, started at 0.0003 or 0.003 10 years ago. So if you purchase one, and we were not knowledgeable, many of us, it was new, like everything else. If you purchase one, was you know what 0.0003 is? Do I have a penny? I should. All right, might be all I have. A penny was worth more than one Bitcoin when it started. If you just have that single one Bitcoin, let me just take one. I'll take one. It's now worth $30,000. That one that you paid less than a penny for is now worth $30,000. So a lot of us purchased a lot of them along the way. When they were from 0.0003 to $1 to $2 to $50 to $100, even to $5. Imagine if you had a tax refund of $3,500 and you purchased 3 Bitcoins at $500 each. That was $1,500, right? Today you have $90,000 just from those 3. And it's spendable. You can buy stuff. You can buy houses and cars with it. 50 Cent sold a record and allowed Bitcoin to be used. I think he made $4,000 in Bitcoin or $40,000 in Bitcoin, I think, from the sale of that album. Today it's worth $7.5 million. Just saying. I'm just saying. So yelling and our folks coming into play now, the new administration, they don't like that. Poor people should not become wealthy. They would no longer be Democrats. I'm sorry, you heard my explanation, right? Republicans think Democrats want handouts, And Democrats think that being wealthy is a crime, ergo Republicans. So now the SEC and all the other people want to come in and regulate something they did not create, Bitcoin, and cryptocurrency. They want to come in and rate that whole business. You want to come in and regulate that whole business so you can get a piece, just like marijuana, illegal, until you can get some money on it. So you can get some taxes, so you can get the fields taken over. I could imagine how many cannabis fields were once forest fires. Someone told me that was deforestation, where they were taking away all of our natural resources, burning them down intentionally, burning them down, our natural resources, because more people are staying healthy and alive with the natural than the medicine. But anyway, so many agendas. You want to come in and regulate cryptocurrency because you want to get paid on it. Something that you didn't create. Democrats. People were upset because 50 Cent and Lil Wayne and a few others were supporting Trump. Don't mean they like his hair, nor do they like his skin color. But they knew he understood money and making money and keeping the money that you make. Democrats believe that the rich should pay their fair share. What would that be? Explain it. What would that be? Their fair share should be at the same percentage as mine. If 10% is the sales tax on a purchase, pay your sales tax. Okay, so some of you may not know math very quickly. Here's an example. And I'll just use whole numbers because I ain't perfect at the math either. But here it is. If the sales tax is 10%, I'm going to buy a $30 pair of shoes and pay $3. They're going to buy a $3,000 pair of shoes and pay $30. Are they not paying their fair share? It's not like they went and bought the $3,000 shoes and say, cut my taxes down from 10% to 2%. No. If they make a purchase, they pay 10%. If we make a purchase, we pay 10%. And guess what? Everybody's equal. Don't talk about equality. Don't talk about equality unless it's straight across the board. Now, there's the equality conversation where you may feel that a certain group of people need to be raised to a higher standard to be equal, right? But if you also feel that they should be paying more, you will never be equal. You will never be equal because your equal to them causes them to go higher. You'll never be equal. Watch people's agendas when they're leading you into conversations, rallies, and marches. Justice? No doubt about it. Oh, this is funny how these people are being arrested in a house arrest for everything that happened at the Capitol. But other groups should not be pulled into that. That's an American policy issue. It's not a Black Lives Matter issue. No, it's not. Oh, let them handle those people. And we see they're handling them differently. I see that, obviously. But there's no reason for Black people or people who are fighting for the rights of low-income people to rise up against that. No, don't be distracted. Stay focused. Stay focused. And do what you're supposed to. Oh, I'm pointing. I'm going to say don't point. But stay focused. I know, I hear her. Stay focused, okay? Don't cause an uproar over something that's not your business. But careful what you buy into. Personally, I look forward to my tax liability being $60,000 a year, and I am a tax preparer. I am a certified, registered income tax professional. Come to me. You can call me 347-457-2769. Virtual preparation, nationwide preparation, and I'm excellent with resolution. You may not have realized this through this video, but I am good with resolution of most things, not just taxes, of most things. Because what do? So, I see what you don't show me, and I hear what you don't tell me. So I'm really good with resolution. So there should be a flat tax on income, 10%. Why? Because when companies turn over their payroll numbers to the federal and to the state, they're saying we have 200,000 employees now. Okay, let me know. We have 20,000 employees. Our employee salary is at, let's say, 500,000. The federal knows they're expecting 50,000, and the state can have 3%, right? So they know they're expecting, what else say, 15,000, right? So who can budget now? The federal can budget because they have that roll from all the businesses, and the state can budget because they know what you're going to be getting in payroll taxes. 10%. What will tax preparation time look like? Man, who knows? I don't care. If you want to give credits to people who are below a certain income, you can do that. I had someone sit with me, and they were getting over $1,000 in a tax refund. And then they remembered. They were like, wait, Missy, wait. I have another paper in the car. Went out and got the paper, came back in. It was $13. $13 interest statement. And they took that person from getting back over $1,000 to owing $800. Why? Because it took them from a 15% tax bracket to a 23%. Just that simple. $13, and the same thing can happen with just $1. Can tip you over into another tax bracket. And if you're just saying, oh, that's right, well, just let them pay. Careful, your turn is coming. I hope your turn is coming. That you will be earning out of your common, comfortable tax bracket. Your turn is coming. So careful what you wish for on other people. 10% flat tax. Federal can budget, city and state can budget based on just that income tax roll, right? Because this is what happens, dear people. You make and bring home, let's say you bring home $300 a week, right? No, you make $300. It's taxed. That money, remember, hear me. That money is taxed. Some for the federal, some for the state, some for Social Security. Then you go spend it. Some of it is taxed again. State sales tax comes out. Goes to who? The state. So they taxed it when you made it. They taxed it when you spent it. And now the owner of the store who kept their portion, because even though they charge you the sales tax, that gets sent into the state, right? State or city. That employer, that owner of that business, now pays salaries, and a portion of the Social Security of that payroll they have to pay out of their money that you spent with them. But you feel that because they're millionaires or 100,000aires, that they should be paying higher. So when after he pays his staff, right, and pays all the taxes out, and pays the people who distributed the product to him that you purchased. He pays them too, right? And they pay taxes. Everybody's paying taxes, right? Now he has his profit, his net profit after all his expenses, his net profit. And that's his salary, let's just say. And if that's his salary, you know he's paying taxes on his salary. Okay, I don't know. Now he wants to go buy a Bentley. Wants to go buy a Bentley because he could afford to buy a Bentley. That's why. You think he should pay a luxury tax on that car along with the regular sales tax? Why? What? Why? See, he pays that luxury tax. It goes to the federal government, I believe. I'll check and see. Who does luxury sales tax go to? It's thinking. So you feel that the owner, she or he, should pay a luxury sales tax because they're buying a luxury product. Why? Why? Careful what you ask for. Because there's another saying, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Either you have no intention on ever becoming eligible to purchase a luxury vehicle or living a luxurious lifestyle, or you have just been what I'm calling in 2021. So I have two words in 2021, pass and gain. Pass is when we're having a conversation and I've said it twice, I'm done. Pass. Gain is when I'm engaged in a conversation and I know that the person I'm conversing with has been mind conditioned. Their mind has been conditioned and controlled. I call that game. Game played on people. So it's game. So game and pass. 2021 for me. No room for the other stuff at all. But careful what you ask for. It should be a flat tax. There's a couple of other things that should be. We should have a 20 and out retirement federal bill. I'm going to work on it. You should not have to work for a company longer than your child has to stay in your home. Not only that, and it doesn't mean you have to get pushed out, but you should be totally entitled to a pension from one company that you've given 20 years of service to. Period. Otherwise, all of those young people in college studying fields will never be able to enter the workforce if you can't get out. Now, did you get that? Wasn't that simple? That was so simple. If you're not giving up your seat, and you don't have to, but I can only imagine that people, if given a choice, would love to retire after 20 years of service. Some people would love to retire after 20 years. It doesn't mean that you have to just go home and get old. No. If you want to go work another job, go work another job. If you want to stay, stay. If you want to turn your job into your business because you know that your skill set is something that other people can use, go do that. 20 and out retirement, though. There should be a $20 minimum wage, federal, across the board. $20 minimum wage. What is $800 a week? 40-hour work week, $20 an hour. What is $800 a week before taxes? $632 after taxes, give or take. What is that? What is that? You still need two of those checks to pay rent based on what the rents are today. What is that? Nothing. Let me go back to Bitcoin for a minute and the cryptocurrency. They need to stay out of it. But you need to get in it. You need to get in to the crypto world. So you should go to my website and see what's on there, networkingforsuccess.info. But when you go to that website, I want you to click on passive. Well, stop. Since you're on my YouTube, welcome. Go and look at the on passive video. I mentioned it to you a little earlier. Then go to on passive and sign up. $97 now before they launch. $97 to be a founder, to share in the profit sharing of this company when they launch. What reminded me of them is what I was about to explain to you. When I joined in on a conference call, it was 6 hours. It was the owner, founder, developer, the founder of the company officially. He laid out this company that's coming on board on passive. It resonated with me. And my embryo, that NFSPCN.com, where I give away over $300 in grocery coupons, discounts on theater tickets, a digital copy of my book. But I want you to go buy my book. I want you to buy the digital copy of my book for $5, and I want you to read that book. And join me on Thursday for Zoom. Join me to have a conversation about it. Do not be afraid to read that book thinking it's going to make you want to commit suicide. No. It's going to make you aware of suicide, how it can enter, and how to prevent it. Not for you. Don't take it personal. Take the bitter with the sweet. Don't take it personal. You should be empowered to help someone else. But you should also be empowered by understanding the possibilities. When I tell you that lady was driving down the street and she heard faster, 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 now crash in her head. Faster, 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 now crash. And it was a result of her dialysis medication. One of the side effects was suicidal thoughts. We hear that all the time in the commercials. But nobody ever talks about what that thought would sound like. What it would sound like, right? You hear it. Could cause sadness, could cause depression, it could cause the free feeling depressed. Call your doctor. Listen, you're giving me a medication for depression. You're telling me if I get suicidal thoughts, I should call my doctor. Guess what? If I get suicidal thoughts and I am depressed, that's right up my alley. I'm calling my daggone body. But why do you know this medication may cause this? Well, I learned February 2019. 2019. Protein deficiency throws off your neurotransmitters. Protein deficiency throws off your neurotransmitters. So what many of these medications do is it affects the proteins. And we have so many amino acids. We have so many proteins in our bodies. But some you can get through nutrition. But it throws off the proteins, which throws off your neurotransmitters, which causes ill thinking. I know someone who they had changed his blood pressure medication. He told me he was having nightmares, gothic nightmares. Not even the type of movies he watched, ever. He was having nightmares. He's afraid to read my book because he thinks my book is going to stimulate those thoughts. What he doesn't realize is that the book is going to help him to understand why these things are happening to him. And technically, he can stop taking the blood pressure medication. He did not take his blood pressure medication for a week once. When he went to the doctor, his blood pressure was normal. It was normal. And he had 2 bananas that week that they told him not to eat. Told him not to eat. They're bad for your kidneys. Great for your blood pressure, though. His blood pressure, they took it 3 times while he was like, they couldn't believe him. They didn't know he didn't take his medication. but they just couldn't believe how normal his pressure was. Just like the lady with the cancer. You're going to die. You're going to die. You're going to die if you don't do the chemo. You're going to die if you don't do radiation. You're going to die. 5 years cancer-free, going natural. How dare us be so knowledgeable? Whatever religion you believe in, I do believe it says, I have given you all things that you need. I'm going to believe that part of it. I have given you all things that you need. Long before the lab coats. Long before the laboratories. Right here. Young lady told me one day, her and her friends, she's in her 30s, she said her and her friends were talking and they realized that the people back home on the islands were getting sick with the same sicknesses that we have here. Excuse me. Oh, people don't like when I do that, but it's my mouth. Anyway, that's chai tea with extra cinnamon. Cinnamon is good for you. No, it really is. And chai tea, you can make it right out of your cabinet. Look up the ingredients of chai tea. Excellent ingredients of chai tea. Helps with so many things. But listen. I'm sorry, you don't have to listen. Rewind. But I'd like to share with you some more information. There's so much to talk about. But this is what I would like for us to put on our agenda for the new administration. And not to, oh my God, I saw it so much on Facebook. Now at the end, let's just sit back and wait and see what they do. No, you do not vote people in and sit on your butt and wait for them to do. Get busy doing what needs to be done. On that note, the My Rock Steady Housing Initiative is something that I am a part of. Our goal is to purchase, build, develop, renovate affordable housing for all. Do not think that affordable housing means just for low income. If you make $50,000 a year, $2,000 a year, $80,000 a year, $200,000 a year, everybody deserves affordable housing. Everybody deserves affordable housing. Agree or disagree?
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you so much for coming on and holding on and listening in, those of you who are still with us. I'd open it up if you have any questions or, oh, I'm sorry, this is live, not Memorex. I'm just saying, right? Thank you all for staying on, for listening in. You know, I just go on and on and on and on. But I'd like to get some comments if you have any, and like to direct you to my YouTube, likessr.com, if you'd like to hear the rest of this, right? This was it was to be a roast. I was roasting myself. I sent the invitation out. It was during 2021. And I showed up, and Brian showed up, and all the way on the end, Brett shows up. He's a musician friend of mine. He shows up. But I retitled it from a roast to me talking to me with you in mind. So if you want to hear the rest of it, I can send you the link. You know, you can email me, teamfollowme@yahoo.com, or text me at 347-457-2769, and I'll send you the link for this recording. Now, what it will not include is what this new recording includes, is those who are on the podcast today listening in on April 15th, 2024, and if anyone is going to speak at this point, it will be different. So it'll be 2 different versions, you know, revised, second edition, whatever it is. But right now, I'm going to hush just in case anyone has any questions or comments or thoughts. And if you're old enough to know what a roast is, it's when a person hears what other people think about them, and sometimes in a very comedic way. So, the floor is open.
Hello?
Hello, Michael. How are you today?
Okay, you said a lot today, and I had a lot of comments, but I don't think I can say it today, maybe on your next show. But I would like to talk about the health a little. You were mentioning like people from the islands coming to the United States, and a lot of them are getting sick. And the number one reason is they're not living in their climate anymore. You know, African Americans, they don't adapt well in a cold climate. You know, we are sun people. We need that vitamin D, and we rarely get it in the wintertime. So that's one of the reasons why we have the most, you know, sickness in compared to anywhere else in the United States. We need that vitamin D, so we have to take it in the wintertime. So the people who come from the islands, they really get sick and they don't know why. And I said, well, you know, a lot of people from the islands like to work hard. I'm like, you're overworking, and you're not getting that vitamin D, and you're not getting the nutrients, because when you're in the islands, you got those natural stuff, fresh fish, meat, vegetables. Over here, everything is so processed. That's the number one reason why we get sick. So I guess I will make more comments on your next show if I have the opportunity.
Well, Michael, you go right ahead. I'm listening.
Oh, okay. You were talking about the Republicans and the Democrats about the tax rate. And I used to believe that also. And I realized something. The people who have the money, the government is encouraging them to invest their money into the economy to create jobs. Government can't create jobs, but private people can, like you said, by buying a car. They buy these expensive cars. Okay, the government says, okay, yeah, you can write it off if you have a business. So a lot of those wealthy people who have cars is based on their business. And say, for example, if people have a lot of money, they just keep reinvesting, and that's better for the economy because the government doesn't have to print money, because those wealthy people was creating jobs and opportunities for people to, you know, make money. And also, as a people, we need to learn how to invest also, so we can get to do the same thing, get these tax deductions and stuff like that also. And we just really need to be educated. A lot of people don't know anything about finance, like buying a house. That's a business. You can write off a lot of things just by buying a house. You know, so in our community, we need to learn more about how we can do the same thing, you know, and how to save. You know, companies have 401ks, and like when I had my 401k, people said, oh, my 401k didn't do very well. I said, well, my 401k tripled. I said, well, how did you triple your money? I said, because I watched it week and week, and I trade back and forth. And that's how I got money. When it caught, you know, when things that are kind of going down, I switched to a safe investment. Some people don't even watch the investment until like 5 or 10 years later. And they say, oh, I lost money. I said, you need to watch it. You can't just let it sit there. So it's a lot. So we need to learn how to invest. And I understand why the rich is getting richer and the poor is getting poorer, because the rich is invested in money, just like you said, 50 cents. He invested in Bitcoin. He forgot about it, but at the end, $7 million, because he invests. we need to do the same thing, but we had to really learn on how to invest. Join an investment club. People start their own investment club, and they do very well. The purpose of the investment club so you can learn how to do it yourself. So it's always good to join an investment club so you can see how it works. They have books and videos, and we really need to learn how to do that. And that's why, I believe in starting clubs. It could be for health or investment, starting a business, because you learn so much, you can do it yourself. You don't even need the club anymore, but it's good to stay with the club because you learn so much. And, that's what I have to say right now. But I will talk to you again about it next week.
Well, I thank you very much, and that was very good. And the funny thing is, this is a 2021 original video, and I spoke about Bitcoin, and I think I said it was like at 20 or 30,000. Today it's at 70. Let me double check. And so it was so funny. I was talking to a young man yesterday, and he said he had just gotten a deposit. I said, put $50 on Bitcoin. So today when I talked to him, he said, I did what you said. I said, how much is it? Oh, I don't know. I didn't look at it. It was $60.
Right.
So it grows. And again, and it's something that Jelen, that little lady, I'm not tall, but I just always called her that little lady. They try to put the negative twist on everything that they can't control. If they can put the negative twist on it, and if the people, like when we realize that in a book written, we the people are the government. Okay, so past that, if we ever get the power that we're supposed to have as the government, while the elected and appointed folks are sitting in their office, we could change a whole lot of things, even like that 20 and out retirement bill. That should be. You should not have to work more than 20 years with one company to be entitled to a pension when you can put your child on the other side of the door at 17, 18, or 21, and the authorities can't say nothing because technically they're grown. Why would I have to work for a company longer than I have to be responsible for my child? I'm just saying, in a loving situation, it won't happen that way, but still, by the quote-unquote law, by the rule, by the regulation.
Yeah, I would say that's why we need to invest. A club is like a private club, but the company is a private club. We can do the same thing.
I absolutely agree.
You need to do it as a group so all of you will learn how to do it.
Absolutely agree with you. Absolutely agree. And so with the 20 and out, people shouldn't get pushed. And you're right. I mean, today is my deadline day for taxes, right? So I'm like, is why I did the recording. However, I have clients who are retired with income of $100,000 plus because of the investments that they made while they were working. So they have their Social Security, they have their pension, and they have these other things, and some of those other things are just sitting there. They're not even getting that, so we're not even preparing their tax returns on what's sitting. And so what I encourage them to do, and anyone listening, if you are in that group, if you've done your due and you're sitting back and you're relaxing and you have your liquid income coming in, but you also have those reserved retirement products that I'm going to say as long as the liquid keeps flowing, you may never, ever, ever, ever use that. If you have grandchildren or children, use that money to set them up, respectively, and as long as they're respectful. Use that, and not just set them up, educate them on how you did it, what you're doing, and how they can make it happen for them. Because the money's just sitting there. It's just sitting, like literally. I know this one guy, he has like $600,000 just sitting, with liquid monthly income coming in, and he has change every single month. So use that money to set up the little people. Set them up. Buy them something, like you say, real estate property, real estate, food, clothing, transportation. Academic's dad, I met him at a bus stop. He said he always told his children, you can have a job, but have a business. And the main of business, food, housing, transportation, and clothing. Those are just the main staples in life. And so, of course, academics had the clothing line. It's all in what we know and what we're sharing with one another and telling. Thank you, Michael. Anyone else have any other comments, questions? And I'm excited about today. I really enjoyed hearing myself. What can I say? But I really enjoyed hearing that because it also reminds me of my consistency. It reminds me that even though we're in 2024 and around that same time of year that I recorded that unfortunately some of those subjects are still on the table today. Some of that information is going to be valuable. Oddly enough, Trump is running again. Right? So, that's that full circle thing. Yeah, that's that full circle thing. So we're just in this we're in this world together, right? That's a song. There's so many songs about people. Okay, let me just say this. Whoever you worship continually sends you messages, continually puts before you what you need. I know I keep popping in songs. Yeah, not that I think. Yes, I do. But I keep popping in songs. Lyrics of songs are messages. Movies that we watch are messages. People pray, chant, meditate, or just hope. Pay attention when you get your answer. Pay attention when it comes to you. And you don't know by whom it will be brought to you. But your higher power will send you exactly what you need. Ignore it, but send you what you need. So I don't mean you should ignore it, but sometimes we do. We look over it. We pass it over. Oh, no, that can't be it. Excuse me? Right? Excuse me? But okay. That's what you say. I'm a lyric person, and as I say, I see what you don't show me, and I hear what you don't tell me, because it's behind the scenes. I just see behind it. I can do that, and I'm grateful that I do it and that I can do it. I'm Evadyne. We're on Grown Folk Talking today. Grown Folk Talking, Express Yourself, Progressive Podcast Network. I've been granted permission to go a little over, but I am going to end it because, again, this is April 15th, and I have clients that are waiting, and I'm looking forward to that. Sophia was on, Marcus was on. Michael, tell us about your show and when it comes on, but hold on one second. Every morning at 7 a.m. on Grown Folk Talking, Express Yourself, 520-525-8633. There's a prayer line. Call in, listen, speak, ask. Today is Monday. Monday at 8 p.m., King David, host, BS, the belief system. Health, wellness, healing. I'm going to say deliverance, because if you get healed, you get delivered in a certain kind of way as well. Very knowledgeable. This podcast network has a variety of shows. When you call into that number, you will hear the show lineup. We've had some added, so I believe our summer lineup is coming soon. I thought about that today, Forrest. Our summer lineup is coming soon. And just listen in. Just listen in, because, again, it's like the ask and ye shall receive. You have no idea where it's coming from. You can get into your vehicle if you drive and turn on the radio, and you're like, wait a second. That's what I was just thinking. Okay, that means that you're getting a response to your thoughts. Your thoughts are being sent to you, and your brain is a receiver, like, transmission. Your brain is a receiver of information. So you get an idea, and then you go somewhere else, and that idea gets a little bigger and stronger because someone is speaking about the same thing you were thinking about, and they don't even live with you. And you're like, how? Don't even ask. Just pay attention. Pay attention. Okay. Michael, announce your show, and if anyone else would like to speak after Michael, we have about, I'm going to say 5 minutes.
Okay, my name is Michael Tyson. My show name is Your Community Natural Health Club. I have a podcast on Thursday, the first week of the month, and the third week of the month, Thursday at 5. So this Thursday I'll have a show at 5 to 6:30. It's all going to be about health and also starting a health club. Now, we all know people who are sick. We're getting up there in age. We need to learn how to take care of ourselves as a group. And thank you for letting me have a chance to speak.
Thank you very much. And Marcus was on a little earlier. Can We Talk is Fridays at 6 p.m. With Adrian. And on the third Friday, Marcus hosts the show, and it's on the paradigm shift. It's about developing what used to be community and coming to the table with your ideas and suggestions of how to get that done. Would anyone else like to announce their show and or their business? If you're on here and you have a business, or if you're on here and you just want to say, hey, I'm present, that's a good thing. You may do so as well. Go ahead.
So, yes, I'm still present, Evadyne. Thank you for the shout out. I just wanted to also announce the parent organization, so to speak, is Grooveology 360, or 360 for short. And that is the parent organization. And Paradigm Shift falls somewhere up in there. So that is the organization that will be bringing the repository with all of the hopefully new people and new entities that would like to be a part of that particular service. So thank you very much again for the time. Thank you for the show. And I'm still present.
Present and accounted for, we all should be. Anyone else? Okay, well, I'd like to thank you all for coming on. And Tuesday, Grace Space at 6 p.m. Come on in and listen. 7:30 p.m., the Pink Sofa Talk. And again, call in to 520-525-8633 to listen to the entire show lineup. And mark your calendar. I'm gonna hold on a second. Go get your calendar. Go ahead. Go get your calendar. All right, good. Mark your calendar for August 10th. The Grown Folk Talking Health Extravaganza is going to be in Newark, New Jersey. Yep, August 10th on North 9th. I think I have that right, Salvation Army. Free admission, donations welcomed, vendors, food, no meat in the house. So come prepared to enjoy life at its fullest. Items will be for sale, so you could come with money. Come with money. But it won't cost you anything to enter. And there's a lot of resources that are going to be there for you to continue to improve your family, your life, and, health and wellness is the key. I'm going to count down and go back to work. And again, you can go to my YouTube, SSR.com, to watch the original video. This one will be up. It will also be up on Grown Folk Talking YouTube. Whenever you go, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when new products are going up, when new shows are going up. Go to my website, networkingforsuccess.info. Purchase the books. When I tell you, oh, wait, how could I miss this one? So on Friday, it was Friday, I got a call. And the gentleman, he says, I've been reading your book. It's really good. So I said, thank you. He said, I'm going to say something. Don't get offended. Hear me out. I said, okay. He said, the way you write and speak in your book, you talk like a pimp. I said, go ahead. Because he's a very intelligent gentleman, right? And I learned how to listen because when my uncle told me I was a master manipulator, And I said I'm not, and we've been back and forth with that 3 times. And then when I looked up manipulation, it could be positive or negative, but it's the ability to influence someone's decisions and actions. So he was right, and it was in a positive way. So when this gentleman said, I speak and write like a pimp, he explained that a pimp, in their effort to influence a new worker, they speak to them on a level so that they understand, that they get the point, and that they agree. I said, but my point's good. Because I don't want to lead nobody into temptation. But, yeah, I thought that was so interesting. And then later on that day, somebody commented about the book, and they say, it's almost like you're God sent, like you're an angel. And I laughed to myself. I said, okay, earlier today, I write like a pimp. Today, I'm God sent. We're going to find that middle space somewhere. But the books are very good, and I have to gather up all those comments and thoughts about it. And I take credit for being a good listener. I listen to my co-author, which is my creator, and that's how pretty much everything I do comes about. But definitely that's how the books have come to be, come to evolve, and there's a couple of more coming. So I'd like to thank everyone. Last call. Anyone like to mention, say, announce? So I will say to you, go ahead.
I just want to say thank you again.
You're welcome again. Thank you all for coming on. And wherever you are, near and far, stay close to your heart. Stay close to your heart. Have a great every day.